Okay, set up now, dry laid, and we're all nicely in bond and square. And so I've got quite a big bed down here to bed up, so the foundation's nice and level, but unfortunately it's just down a little bit on that brick, so, and on all of them, so we're just gonna have to bed up, but you can lose that in the ground. But there we go, all squared up, and I've only dry laid it, and so we've come in a bit from that end. There we are, all worked in brick, fantastic. I'll crack on now, get it built. Of course I'm building in Flemish bond, but to start up to the damp course I am actually running it in stretcher bond, or runner bond as you call it. So that's what I'm doing now, and then we'll come on top of this with Flemish bond when we go up. Quite big bricks, so they tend to creep up just a little bit, so just got to watch it, especially when you come onto the Flemish bond. We'll have to really keep our perps in line, and maybe put a couple of places where we will gauge and keep it in line. Okay, but for the bottom course, 2 courses up to down course, we just do it running bond and pick it up on English one, just copying the existing on the house. Okay, I'm going to come back to you in a bit. Right, I'm catching up with the build now, and we put in our hardcore, and I just want to show you here, I built it now up to damp course, and I've incorporated the old existing vents, brought them into the new, so that it looks Victorian still. Okay, so let's bash on. Given a good, fully compacted compaction of the hardcore, and then we'll carry on with the sand blinding. Okay, what we're doing here now is we are leveling the sand, just getting pretty much level before whackering, and it's a good idea to do that. We've leveled the hardcore, now we're leveling the sand. Tillage sand blinding over the hardcore, and that protects the visqueen, or the damp proof membrane. So this has all been whackered now. The reason why we whacker it, I've mentioned before, is to consolidate the sand, because if you leave it fluffy as it were, and then put your concrete, your insulation and concrete on, then in time that's going to squash down, and then a gap around the edge of your building. So it's whackered the same, so it's compacted. But also another interesting point is, we put the straight edge on, even though we screeded it, we can see there's a slight dip there. So another reason why we do this is to stop the insulation from dipping like this into the crevices, so that you get a nice firm base. So the last thing you want is dips and troughs. Okay, so just a little tip on doing your oversight and your sanding. You can see the dip there, so we'll just feather that in and make sure that the insulation board doesn't sag. Okay, we'll come back to you shortly. So we've got visqueen now, insulation, visqueen again, and then we've got mesh going on the top of that, and then we're ready for the concrete. Okay, in a minute. This is our first layer of visqueen going down on top of the sand, and then we'll put on top of that the insulation. Putting our slabs in, as you can see, and just got to cut a little bit off for this one, but we're going to put them all this way in. So we've lapped our first course up and over, as you can see here, and then we put another course of visqueen across it, but we've got to tape these first. Right, okay, we've got all our insulation in. We've foamed up around the sides where there's gaps. We've got our upstanding. Don't need to put it around the main house, because it's only stop the cold coming in from the outside. So now we're putting a double visqueen over the top of our insulation, as you can see now. So the next is the mesh. End of the day, all done. Ready for the inspection tomorrow. All ready for concrete. It's passed, high spec, all done.
We're just coming up to that top over there on that one. This will just sit below it, just drag it back again, maybe.
Going in. Come on, come on. So we're level over there, and that one, this one's coming through level now. As you can see, raking it around. It's all going in. You can see it's going in right. Up now. The problem is it's been raining, and so we're going to continually get water, but this is the floor height, and if we can get it as good as we can, then we can put a floor leveler through. But we're up to floor height here. It's all done off the laser, so we're pretty much level and just pushing the water down really, but getting as many ridges out as we can. It's the afternoon now, so with it being winter, we're not going to be able to, we have to be here till 10 o'clock at night.